What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video from the 10-7 MMA channel. And this quick video is about Kayla Harrison, my current favorite female fighter, maybe tied with Dakota Ditcheva, who will be in the UFC hopefully sooner rather than later. But this is about what transpired on Saturday when Kayla finally got the belt. And I want to talk about, again, this amazing, incredible victory. Also, what's in store for the future of Kayla Harrison and why I think it's imperative that the UFC brings back the female 145-pound division. But we're going to go through all of this in order. So first of all, I want to talk about the fight, the victory, what it means for women's MMA and what it means for Kayla Harrison in particular. We need to take a step back and recognize exactly what happened in this fight. Julianna Peña was the champion. She had a hard-fought fight against Raquel Pennington, I get right, if I'm getting that. Let me make sure I'm getting that name right. She fought against Raquel Pennington in her last fight to get the belt. Let me double check that. If I messed that up, I apologize. Hold on. Just making sure I remember this correctly. Yeah, Raquel Pennington. She got that victory. Hard-fought fight. It was very back and forth. It was a 5-round fight. She got the victory. She became champ. Kayla Harrison calls her out. It seemed like she didn't want to fight Kayla Harrison. Now we kind of understand why. It was such a one-sided fight. I have not looked at the stats yet, but I feel like Julianna never had any significant threat against Kayla Harrison. And Kayla Harrison said exactly that during the pre-fight press conference. She's like, how are you going to, do you even have one option or one way to beat me? You don't. And it was exactly right. Kayla Harrison completely dominated Julianna Peña. Not only that, to get that submission, to get that Kimura, she basically got it with like 5 seconds left in round. Let me double check the time here. Yeah, 4:55. She got it with 5 seconds left. So you know that Kimura was that tight and that painful that if she could have just waited it out for 5 more seconds, she would have survived, and she couldn't. She tapped and she gave up. And again, that's not, I'm not talking, I'm not trying to say anything negative about Julianna in particular. I just think that Kayla Harrison is literally that good. And as I've mentioned many times, when we see somebody this dominant, it's exciting. We see Merab be this dominant. It's exciting. We want to see stars break out and break away from the competition, because I feel like, to me, as a mixed martial arts fan, it just shows us the capacity and the capability and the potential of human beings. And when you really have this amazing combination of will, of work ethic, of athleticism, and you combine all of it, you can just separate yourself from the masses. And I think that's what we're seeing with Kayla Harrison. Not only that, she's such a special competitor that she has the full package. She's really, really, really likable. She's also amazing on the mic. I've talked about this before. I actually think it's incredible that she actually goes on to Ariel Helwani's show. She's part of Ali Abdelaziz's team. He manages her, and he normally does not allow any of his fighters to go on Ariel's show. But she has a relationship with Ariel, and it's not out of disrespect that she does this to Ali Abdelaziz, but she just tells Ali, I'm friends with him. I have a relationship with him. I'm going to go on his show. And he respects that. He still talks. He loves Kayla. I think Kayla's probably one of his favorite fighters. I just think it's so cool that she sticks to her guns. She has her loyalties. I think she's on the Ariel Helwani show today in person. I'm going to watch that later. Can't wait to watch that later. But she's just all around a star. Now, I was never that massively invested in Ronda Rousey's rise, but I do think that Kayla Harrison today, in this day and age, with how big the sport is compared to back then, and plus, I think Kayla Harrison's got a leg up on pretty much any female fighter in the personality department that we've ever had. I think she could be the biggest star in mixed martial arts as a female. So this is very, very exciting. We saw pure domination in a championship fight. It didn't even look like it. It didn't look like a championship fight. I'm only saying that because it was just such one-way traffic, such domination. You would think the number 1 and the number 2 fighter in that division would have a really back and forth brawl. And it wasn't that. Kayla Harrison just completely destroyed Julianna Peña. Massive props to her. So now we get to the conversation of what's next. I think we all know what's next. There's no surprise there. Amanda Nunes came into the cage. They faced off. They talked it through. This is what's next. How incredible. I'm saying that I believe Kayla Harrison is the future GOAT. And who is she fighting against? They're bringing back Amanda Nunes, the other GOAT, the current GOAT, let's say. They're going to face off and we're going to get an answer. In either case, we're going to get an amazing fight, an amazing outcome. One of these two is going to be just absolutely goated. I think Kayla's going to do it. I feel really confident. I think Kayla is just that good. But now the question is, what's the weight class that they're going to be fighting at? Right? The obvious answer is 135. That's where Kayla has the belt. That's where she's the champ. But Ali Abdelaziz came out after the fight saying that he hopes that instead this fight could be moved up at 145. Now, the 145-pound division currently does not exist in the UFC. But if we go back to Amanda Nunes and her history, here, I'm going to share my screen here. 1 second. So if we remember this back in the day, check out her record. Here, let's go down here. Okay, we have, where is it saying the division here? Here we go. So fighting in bantamweight, right? Oh, let me move this over here. So she was the bantamweight champ. Obviously, that's the current champ, the current division that Kayla Harrison is champ. But then we have this. Amanda Nunes was, if you remember, bantamweight champ and featherweight champ. Okay. So she was the featherweight champ, which is 145. Now, I don't remember exactly when the UFC got rid of the featherweight division, but they had it before. And in my opinion, and Ali Abdelaziz's opinion, we're hoping that they bring this back, bring the division back. They've both been the champ of the featherweight division. Let's bring it back in and think about how many women who currently fight in bantamweight that could move up and fight at featherweight, maybe having less of a crazy, insane weight cut. Maybe it can bring in some new blood into the UFC, whatever it may be. But that's what I want to see. I want to see this fight at 145 because Kayla Harrison in her post-fight speech said that that last pound to go from 136 to 135, she's like, she just had to trust in God and just give it all up to God and allow allow this supernatural force to allow her to take off that pound. Now, I don't know if you read between the lines, but that sounds like it was a horrendous weight cut, a horrible weight cut. I don't want to see Kayla Harrison have to do this weight cut. Kayla Harrison is the new face of women's mixed martial arts, the new face of women fighters for the UFC. And I don't want to see her do this horrendous wake up because I think it's going to have a really negative impact on her health, on her lifespan, on her health span, all these things. There's no need for it. So what I'm hoping going forward is they're going to bring the 145-pound division back. I think it'd be awesome. Let Kayla reign up there. Let's not make her cut to 135 anymore. She did her work. She put in her time. And I think it makes perfect sense for Amanda Nunes as well. That's my 2 cents. That's what I want to see. And then other people can move up and fight her. We can bring in fresh blood, whatever it may be. But I hope that the UFC does this in recognition of how amazing Kayla Harrison is and what she can mean to this business and to the UFC. Because also, now we open up the 145 division again. She can compete way longer. I don't know how many times she could even compete at 135, maybe 1, 2, 3 more times, and then she might be out. Now we open up to 145. That can tremendously extend her time in the UFC. And I can tell you as a fan of this sport, I want to see Kayla Harrison fight 5 times, 10 times, 50. I want to keep seeing her fight and just smash the competition and achieve what she wants, which is to be known as the greatest combat sports athlete of all time. 2-time Olympic gold medalist, PFL champ, won those tournaments multiple times, comes into the UFC, wins the 135-pound division. Let's let her be a double champ at 145 and then have a successful title reign, retire healthy, happy, walk off into the sunset. That's what I want to see. This is, I think, a big deal. I think it's important. And I really, really hope that the UFC pays attention to what Ali Abdelaziz is saying and what other folks are saying in terms of reopening this division, making it safer for Kayla Harrison. She deserves it. She's a champ. She's a legend. Those are my 2 cents. So happy for this outcome. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Thank you so much for joining. We'll see you in the next video. Take it easy.